All right, I'm taking Truck's Tale number 3 back to my NFL days. So this was one of those stories that honestly it's tough for me to look back on and really understand exactly how it all took place, because it was a difficult thing that actually it transpired. So at this time, picture this: I had been playing with the Buccaneers. I had been playing with the Redskins. I got cut from both these teams year after year. And I remember I'm sitting there, it's week 9. Now the way it works in the NFL is if you're with a team, you're obviously with a team. If you're not with a team, you're trying to get called to go do workouts at these teams, so hopefully they'll pick you up. So what they do is every Tuesday in the NFL, they pretty much have you go and do these workouts. Like you fly out, you do a workout. If they like you, they keep you. They don't, they send you home. At this time, I'd probably done like 13 of these things. You fly out, do your thing, come back. It's tough because it's hard to get signed. I got signed once, obviously, with the Redskins previously. So it's week 9, it's Tuesday. Now, if I don't get a call by Monday, I'm not going anywhere on Tuesday, because obviously Tuesday's the day that they do the workouts. It's the day off of the NFL. So Tuesday hits, and I didn't get a call. So what I did is I went, and every time I don't get a call, I go and kill my body. I run a ton of sprints. I eat up the weights in the weight room because I want to make sure my body is prepared for next week, so hopefully I get a call. So I just finished this incredibly crazy hard workout. And I get in the shower. It's probably about like 4 o'clock-ish. I get in the shower. I get out of the shower. And it had been maybe 4 or 5 minutes tops. And I get out and my phone has like 8 or 9 missed calls from numbers I don't even recognize. I have no idea. Now I had an agent, but it was like a paired agent. It was 2 different people. Well, my main agent wasn't calling me. My other agent, that's part of the same company, was calling me. And I was getting numbers called from like weird numbers I'd never seen before. So I call the number that was, I knew my previous, my agent's partner. I go, hey, what's going on? He goes, hey, just so you know, the Steelers right now are calling in linebackers, and they called you. They want you to come and do a workout. And the guy's name's Craig, phenomenal guy. I said, Craig, man, I just got done doing this crazy workout. My body is shot. You want me to, when I'm supposed to fly out? He goes, you got to get in a flight in the next 4 hours. I'm like, dude, my body is shot. He says, literally, looks me in the eye. Didn't look me in the eye. I feel like he looked at me in the eye, but he looked at my soul through the phone. He says, do you want an effing job? I was like, yeah, I want a job, man. So hung the phone up, got dressed, threw some stuff into a bag, and I'm beat. Like, I want to take a nap already. Fast forward, I'm on a flight. It's a red eye. It took off at like 8:39. It landed on their side of the world at like 6 a.m. after some layovers, which is 3 in the morning to me. Now keep this in mind, I'm traveling. I haven't had time to sleep. My body hasn't rested. I'm barely eating any good food post-workout. I was in a rush to go where I got to get to. I land at 6 in the morning and I'm dead. Like, it's 3 in the morning to my body. I get in the car and the driver says, hey, we're going to pick the other guy up. I go, what do you mean pick the other guy up? He goes, well, today there's 2 of you, and one of you's staying and one of you's going home. It's like, whoa, like, that's serious. I'm like, well, who's the other guy? He says, we're gonna go pick him up now. I don't even think he knew. So we went to pick him up. We get to the hotel where this guy was staying, and out walks this guy that I knew. Now here's how I knew him. I went to the NFL Combine in 2006. So I go to the NFL Combine, you're tucked away in Indianapolis, and his roommate, guy was named Turnanande. Good dude. Kind of quiet, kept to himself, but this dude was a monster. Like, he was heavier than me, he was faster than me, dude like a 4.5 or something. He was crazy fast. He bench pressed, for example, he bench pressed 225 41 times. I did it 27. The dude like blew everybody out of the water. So he's fast, he's strong, he's in shape. So in my head, I'm like, dude, this guy, and he got drafted in the 5th round of the Tennessee Titans, I think, something like that. So anyways, we show up to the hotel and out walks this dude that I know. I'm like, this is not gonna go well for me. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm dead tired. He looks like he's as good a shape as he was previously, or even better. And he gets in the car, fully rested, because he'd already been there. The guy that was supposed to be there canceled last minute. That's why they called me. So I'm like, all right, see how this works. So we're driving around all the different medical hotels, or medical hospitals. You have to go to hospitals to have them do these body workups on you to make sure your body's healthy so they can sign you. So I remember we're going to get MRIs and x-rays and checkups and physicals, and the entire time I'm literally sleeping in the lobby because I'm dead. He's fine, he's all good, and I'm trying to get as much rest as I can. So we get back to the actual facility for the Steelers around, I'll say 11 o'clock-ish. And I remember they literally go in and say, you gotta be outside in 30 minutes. So I'm like, all right, I'd probably, around 11:30, let's say maybe 12, in that kind of window there. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna get dressed and we're gonna go to this workout. And I remember as I'm getting dressed, the conversation I'm having in my head is like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. My body is dead. I got nothing in me. This guy's in better shape than me. Like, I'm slow. And then in the middle of having this internal conversation, I just snap out of it. I was like, you know what? They called me. Of all the people that they could have called, they wanted 2 people, and the Pittsburgh Steelers chose me as one of them. It's the reason I'm here. Now, I can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just tired and make the excuse as to why I don't get this job, I don't get picked up, I don't play for them. Or I can say, you know what, you're here for a reason, eh? Suck it up. And so I literally remember just having like this shift. I was like, no, I got this. I'm gonna do absolutely as best I can. And so what I did is I dressed up, I got my cleats and everything. I walked out to the field at this indoor facility. It was just me and him and like 4 or 5 coaches. And I remember just like as soon as I stepped in that field, I was like, let's go. And it just switched. And I don't even to this day remember how the workout went. I can remember almost every other workout, but that workout, I just remember selling out with everything I had. Like, I ran as fast as I could, caught every ball. Like, I was trying to move. So I was like, in my head, knowing like every time you gotta go as fast as you can. So we get done with the workout. It was a blur, honestly. It was just a stinking blur. And I get done, and I remember we go into the locker room. And in the locker room, I'm like, all right, well, I gave him my all. But I remember like seeing him out there. I'm like, man, he killed it too. There's no way they're gonna keep me. The guy weighs a little, he probably weighed a good 10 pounds more than me still at the time. And I'm like, gosh, I'm not gonna be here. And so I remember getting in the shower first, because I'm like, I'm gonna get dressed, get out of here, get some food, get home. They're gonna end up signing this guy. And I'd already kind of like given it into him. I remember I take a shower, I get in first, and then I get out first. And as I get out, I'm in my towel, and one of the people that's, like the office people walk up and say, Anthony, we're signing you. Get dressed, come upstairs, meet the coaches. I was like, wow, like, I don't even know how in that moment I didn't go like, what? Like, why? But I was like, all right, let's do it. So I got dressed, I go upstairs, I meet Coach Tomlin, I meet the GM, I meet some of the staff, I sign. My agents they're excited too. I'm like, great, let's do this. And so I remember like, all right, I'm good, I'm done. I signed the paper, I'm gonna be able to take a nap. They walk me downstairs, like, all right, go get your equipment. So I go to the equipment office, I meet the equipment guys, they give me my locker. I'm like 5 or 6 lockers down from like Ben Roethlisberger. I'm across the hallway or across the locker room from like Heinz Ward, like these amazing people. And I get my equipment and I go and sit down and I get everything done. And they walk over and say, hey, get dressed and everything, make sure it all fits. Practice starts in 30 minutes. And it's a Wednesday. Just it's a Wednesday practice. In the NFL, Wednesday is pads. We're banging. And that day, oh man, it was honestly one of the hardest football practices I've probably had in my entire life. I don't know anybody. They're throwing me in the drills, and I'm like half asleep the entire time. There's this guy named Chris Kimoyatsu. He's like number 70-something. He was an offensive lineman, and he was a backside tackle. What the tackle does is they pull and they come around, and they come full speed at you and blow you up. I remember that my teammates had told me that day in practice that they're like, you kind of put your nose in there, but what happened was the guy was pulling coming down the line. I, half asleep, come running full speed in to hit this guy. And back then we had what's called being thrown out the club. So if you got blasted and you got thrown backwards, you got thrown out the club. And I remember I went in and they were like, dude, you went in and just, bah! And you got thrown out the club. And that was like my first day of practice. So remember after that I called my wife. My wife didn't know the whole time. I had to go right to practice. I couldn't even call her. So I get done with practice, I call her, she's excited, I'm excited. Finally got some sleep that night. I guess for me the biggest lesson was you don't have to always at every moment in your life be great, but you have to realize the moments you need to be great and choose to be great in those moments, because in those moments it can change everything. And this was one of those moments. I literally had a mental shift that allowed me to get a job in the NFL, where I eventually played for that year until I ended up getting an injury to end my career. But it shifted everything for me. I could have been at home sitting around and trying to get a job somewhere else, but I prolonged my NFL career because in that moment I sucked it up and went to work. So if you were having a tough time, suck it up, because you never know what that moment's gonna be, and you never know when you need to pull greatness out of you. When you get to that point, pull it out because you need it. That's it, man. Hope you enjoyed that one. That's one of Truck's Tales, one of many to come. As always, trust your hustle to go from dreaming to doing in your life.